Hey, what's up YouTube? Brick Breaks here, and today we will be reviewing the Transformers Siege Voyager Class Optimus Prime. Now, before we get down to Prime himself, let's just take a quick look at his lovely box. So, got nice symbols there that I do quite love. I think that looks awesome. His name is Optimus Prime. Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Trilogy. Transformers. On the side of the box, you got some lovely artwork there of Prime. On the side of the box, you got some awesome Siege artwork. I absolutely love that picture. On the top of the box, Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy, along with a damaged Autobot symbol. On the bottom, words and things and barcodes. You can even... The shipping tag from Amazon is still there. On the back of the box, you have your obligatory product shots. Can do this, that, the other. Hey, 27 steps. And one thing I missed right here is he has a Voyager class. That's it for the box. That was a soft landing. So, moving on, here we have Siege Optimus Prime, and yes, it is late for this review. This is a 2018 figure. So you guys might be saying, oh, why didn't you review this in 2018? Easy, I wasn't uploading at the time I got this. There was a YouTube stall, basically. Since Earthrise is pretty popular these days, since the Netflix line in general is popular these days, I thought, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna review these things. Now, I am trying to track down a few Siege, Earthrise, and in general Netflix figures for my collection for some nostalgia. That and two other reasons. The first other one being that we've gotten great figures in this line, in this trilogy, and two, Kingdom's gonna be out soon, I do quite believe, and that's gonna be the end of this great line. Now, let's get closer here on his details. Got some Gatling guns, because it's a war for Cybertron, a Cybertronian truck, which that's what this is. Needs to have Gatling guns, some nice transparent plastic there for the grille, headlights, and windows, even some up here. Painted in windows, got that nice weathering effect in some spots. Autobot symbol, gas tanks, nice silver rims, which they actually painted the back ones. They didn't have to do that, since you're not going to see most of them, but they did. There's the top, there's the bottom, there's the back. He can roll, as rolling things should. Hooray for rolling. So there you have that. And for comparison, Generation 1 Optimus Prime, and that is pretty close size-wise. G1 Prime is basically Voyager sized. I swear to God, my tongue never wants to work. There you have it. Now for accessories, he includes his trusty rifle, nice G1E rifle. And he also includes his shield, or just a shield in general, because we never saw G1 Prime with a shield. It's pretty nicely detailed, Autobot symbol right there. And you can store these on the truck mode. The instructions want you to take the shield and plug it into the trailer hitch. And they just want you to take the gun and put it where it would be in robot mode, basically. Like, you got ports everywhere, because as you can see, this thing has got a lot of weapon ports. You got one here, you got one here, you got one here, you got one here. Trailer hitch right there, you got one here, you got one here, and one there. That's 9 ports. Well, 8 if you don't count the trailer hitch. So, yeah, you can completely run this up. In fact, let's do that right now. Look at that gun on the side. We'll put his Earthrise gun on this side. We'll even give him Starscream's null rays from the same Siege line. Starting to look cool already. We're gonna take this to the extent. That's right. You know what? Let's do some rearranging. Oh, we're doing this. Oh, we are doing this. I really wish I had Siege Jetfire. He has some awesome effects parts, which one of my favorite YouTubers slash inspirational YouTubers, MGO, calls blueshing. But you'll see something cool once I get this thing loaded up. And there you have that. You know what? To make it interesting, let's use the trailer hitch. Yeah, one of these weapons that came with 2007 Bumblebee. Doesn't really work, so we'll just use a different gun. We'll use Dark of the Moon Meg's gun. And you can have that going on. This thing is completely armed up. If I had multiple blueshing effects parts, this thing would be blueshing the death out of everything. Well, let's remove all these weapons right now, because that is way too much weapons. I basically used everything available as far as ports go, even the smokestacks and the trailer hitch. But yeah, that, and one thing you can do for storage, there is a port in this gun, so you can, well, if you're arming this guy, if you want to, you can stack another gun on top of this gun. But if you want to store it, everything, you can just take the shield, plug it into the back, onto the gun, really, and just have everything tucked away back there. That's basically it for his truck mode, so let's transform this. Remove the weapons, and let's get down to it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take the wheels, fold them down, untab these panels, split the back, take these panels, fold them in, what are we going to do next? You're going to take the wheels, untab them, flip them around, take this, swing it around, and it'll tab in right there. Rotate that around, flip up the toe, flip back the heel, and there you have a leg all done. Second verse, same as the first. Am I even doing this right? There we go. I was not doing it right back there. And there you have the legs all done, so let's work on the front part of the truck. So you're going to want to take the Gatling guns, untab them, take these panels, untab them. You're going to want to open up the windows, which when you do, there's a nice little molded matrix in there. So, forgot to mention this in truck mode, he can do a matrix mega shot. Thing he can do if you want to do it. Now I'm just going to take this whole section and just bring it up. Take this, flip it in, close up these panels, fold that in, and we will leave that alone for now. Flip up his head, close up the windows, take this panel, flip it down, Bring out the arm. Collapse that down. Wrap this around. Again, second verse same as the first. And you're going to want to flip these out. Bring this whole section up. Take the wheels. Collapse them in to his torso section. Take the backpack, swing it around, and it'll tab in. And there you have him, ladies and gentlemen. There is Siege Optimus Prime in his robot mode. And that is a nice looking G1E Prime. I will say they did do a good job on like the Prime Wars trilogy. I think, basically, my opinion is this. The only Optimus Prime toy they got right out of that line was Power of the Primes. With the exception of the truck mode and the concept that it is the Optimus Prime before he was Optimus Prime with armor. So really, Titan's Return takes the cake for that trilogy. Well, let's get in close on that noggin of his. Nice G1E Prime head sculpt. Got metallic blue eyes, nice silver for the mouth plate. Got more of that damage. Overall, just very G1-y. I like this style with the wheels instead of the normal open style. There's the back. And one cool thing is these transparent pieces right here for that were in truck mode. You can be, if you want to, you can use them as like rocket boosters so he can fly off into space. So there you have that. Now, articulation-wise, heads on a ball joint, so you get that wiggly-waggly. He can look up, he can look down, and of course, he can rotate. And if you want to, you can open up the chest panels, and you can fold that down to get him some down movement. Like, no, I just lost a pal. Like maybe if he lost an old friend. Arms can do a full 360. Got that in and outward movement, and this panel will move up and down to accommodate the movement. You got bicep rotation. You got over 90 degrees of bend there at the elbow. Wrist rotation. Waist rotation. Legs can move forward that far. Back that far. So you can lift that up to get a tiny bit more clearance. Outward that far. He can do the full splits. You got thigh rotation. You got knee rotation. Nice deep knee bend there. And you, as far as the feet go, you got that movement if you need it, and you have your ankle tiltage. So yeah, he is quite posable. So there you have that. And for comparison, we'll bring in G1 Prime. And again, that is close size-wise. So there you have that. And of course, we can arm him up. Now, of course, for storage, hey, stop that. You can, of course, just plug everything on its back, but you got ports everywhere, like I mentioned. In fact, if you want, I was going to save this for the Megatron review. But I think it's appropriate. If you want to, you can actually give him Megatron's fusion cannon. So you got that going on. But Megs needs his trusty fusion cannon. So but sorry about that, guys. His gun can be a fusion cannon if you want to. If you want to make him a Megs, you can make him a Megs. But of course, he can hold it. Pew pew bang bang, pew pew bang bang. Now with the shield, you can do a couple things. Stop that. Of course, you can plug it into his forearm. So you got something like that going on. But one awesome feature that I really love is the shieldless transformation. Flip this down. Bring this bit out. Bring this out. And now he has a big old battle axe. In fact, we're going to do some swappage here. You're about to see how I basically have him ready for battle. And there you go. That's how my Prime looks when he's ready to fight. So yeah, that's basically it for this awesome figure. I would really recommend him. If you collect War for Cybertron Trilogy, if you collect Siege, Earthrise, get this. Especially if you have the Primes from the previous Prime Wars trilogy. So yeah, like I said, that's basically it. One thing I almost forgot. One thing I forgot is he can possess the Matrix. He can. This is the Matrix that comes with Earthrise Prime. This is the only one that I have. You can't really hold it due to the close fist. The only way he can possess it is if you open up his chest and put it in the head chamber. One thing that I needed to throw in there. So yeah, that's basically it for Siege Optimus Prime, and this is Brick Breaks signing off.